In 619, I'd like to start the Wednesday, February 4th, Capital Project and Equipment Committee to order. Judy, was there any changes in the agenda?
There isn't.
Looking for a motion.
So moved.
Second. Motion made by Mr. Barrington, second by Mr. Dorsey to adopt the agenda. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we'll move on to Judy. Consider 2026 capital equipment project purchases.
So you can see from the list, so if you look at, where are we here? 12-3, and then we had one approval on 1-6. So those are listed straight down that column, and they are in black currently. So at the end of that approval process, and then including the $270,000 that was approved at the meeting prior, there is currently $561,564 available in capital. We did meet as a group, department heads or anyone that had an item on either the equipment or projects list. And we went through and talked about each of the items that are highlighted in green. The left side is light green. I did that because it was really kind of hard to see, but I hope you can see the light green. But those are the projects that we talked about. Also of note is that if each of these items are approved, there would be $27,000 still available within this capital project fund. Also noting that as we go through the list, some of these items will be sold, and those dollars will also be added to that $27,000 in case something would come up or pop up in 2026 for a need. And we know twice last year that happened, where we had to call a capital projects meeting to approve things that came up throughout the year. Also keep in mind that the capital projects, besides those dollars, we do have about $300,000 in a capital projects reserve, just in case something would happen to a piece of equipment that would be more quickly than not. So we do have that fund available also, just so you know. So then, I think I'm gonna start with our fire chief, actually, because one of the items is not on the approval list tonight, and we already have talked about at a little bit of length, is the fire. I don't know, come up here. Fire pumper. And what I asked of Mark after the last meeting was, I said, you know, it would be nice if in writing we could put what you actually said at the meeting, because then it's easier for us to go back to and refer to and say, okay, this is what it looks like. Because it is such a large purchase for the city. And as I said, this is a big change for us as far as not being able to sit in this meeting and just say, okay, we're gonna buy this. Fire pumper, we gotta say, you know, we have to approve it and then we're not gonna see it, but some other things are going on too that I feel like you guys need to be updated on. So Mark was cordial enough to put this together for us, so he's gonna talk about timelines. And then I would like to discuss after that, I guess, as a committee, where do we wanna go from here? I don't expect you to approve or, you know, provide funding for a $1.3 million piece of equipment tonight, but we do have to get through this. Again, we're gonna give you one more, you know, here's what it's gonna look like, and here's, you know, so how are we gonna move through this process? And then we'll probably meet at a finance meeting, or no, we'll call another capital meeting at some point, probably within the next month. And then now we're just gonna talk about a fire truck. So we'll get through everything else, and then we'll hone in on how we're gonna get through this fire truck that's needed. So for now, Mark, why don't you walk through what you got up there for?
Thanks for having me tonight. So I just put this together. I got in touch with a couple of vendors just to get some numbers, and they felt that, 9 months for us to sit down and put something together that they could actually do a bid with. I mean, certainly we could maybe do that a little quicker, but 9 months was a pretty good time. I know we talked about a year last time I was here. So we'd have to get together with New England Fire Department leadership and decide what we want on that truck and how we want that truck built. And then we have to submit the specs to the vendor. It would take them a couple of months to put together the specification sheets and then bring it back to us for approval. And then once we did approve a spec sheet, it would take them about a month to put together a bid sheet. And then if the truck was approved, the lead time between approval of bid, initiate and sign the contract would be another month. And then we're looking at 32 months from the time the contract is signed until delivery, which is 45 months approximately, or 3.75 years. So, and the thing of it is, we need to make sure that if we do purchase a truck, that we need to ensure that the vendor of choice quotes and honors a locked-in price. As you can see on the bottom, I got a comment there. Multiple manufacturers have been accused of conspiring to suppress supply, illegally raise prices, and price fixing. Onalaska and LaCrosse are in on that lawsuit against these different entities that are building these trucks. We're going to be replacing the '92 Ford that's getting up there in age. I had showed Judy some plumbing from our 1995 Spartan. We were out on a fire call with it. We were on a Mavis call, and we had to come back. We had a leak in the piping, and I showed her the pipe. Just 1995. The inside of those pipes are almost rotted. So we changed a bunch of piping. We were lucky enough that our own guys could fix it, so there wasn't a whole lot of expense. But just to show you, those trucks don't last forever, and you get to be 1995. That's in quite a few years, and luckily, there wasn't anybody injured because that truck failed. So we got, and we're out on a Mavis call, so it wasn't our call, but it's the truck that we take out there. So it is important that we consider getting a new engine before something like that could happen. Something could cause some injury.
So I guess we'll open it up first to purchase of that piece of equipment, and where do you guys want to go from here? Should we, maybe he talks about that, maybe you guys want to go back and look at the fire department. I don't know when the last time you guys have been back there or taking a look at the fire department. Do we want to call a capital projects meeting after the finance meeting on the 11th and just talk about the fire truck? And then at that time, probably would make a lot of sense for me to look into, short-term funding, long-term funding. When are we bonding again? All those kinds of things. And then probably give you some ideas or thoughts about, what can we do to fund that fire truck, or what would that look like? Does that make sense?
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just would have two questions. One, we service other communities, Muckwa, Portonia, all these other communities. Are they gonna be willing to chip in towards the fire truck?
They do. They pay a yearly fee, a 5-year contract. That money all is for that. That's part of that money is for, and it's a substantial amount that they pay every year.
I guess I don't know, how often does that pumper truck get used in, like, say, the last year, 5 years? Is it a weekly thing, a monthly thing?
Well, we have already had, I think we're at 24 calls this year. So we run an engine to all those calls.
All of them? Okay.
Last year we had 180 fire calls through the whole year.
And good question, but keep in mind, we still need it, even if it's one call in the year. we need a fire truck. We need these pieces of equipment. We can't just not have these pieces of
I
equipment.
mean, is there options to bring in, trucks from other communities?
Well, there's certainly that option, but why would you consider that? Why, if you were selling a truck to the city of Appleton, city of Milwaukee, why would you sell a truck that they considered was still usable? They wouldn't.
I'm just saying,
So
would there be a way of having a different community respond to New London fires?
they do already. We have MABUS agreements with other surrounding fire departments.
Sorry, it's just that it's such a large purchase. I just wanted to make sure that it's absolutely necessary.
But you gotta look at this, on the other side too. We're looking at these trucks lasting 30+ years. So, I mean, we got a 1995, we just had to fix the plumbing.
Well, and you gotta look at the aspect too. If your house is on fire, do you wanna wait for Appleton to get their fire pumper here? Or do you want New London to have it at your house? I mean, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at servicing our constituents, our residents, and are we gonna wait till Appleton gets here? What if Appleton happens to be at another fire? Are we waiting for Green Bay to bring their pumper in? I mean, the house is gone by then. And sometimes by the time a call gets out, a structure is gone. We just had that happen, not too long ago here in New London. By the time that the call was made and the fire department got there, that garage in that house was fully engulfed. So we can't wait.
You wanna talk about that sort of thing. So right now with the new construction type TGI studs, roof trusses, if we have a working fire in the basement of TGI studs, you have about 5 minutes for it to collapse. So, time makes a lot of difference, so just gotta keep that in mind. It's gotta be same thing with the roof structures. They're just 2x4s and they're put together with steel plates. The plates get overheated, they spring out and the roof collapses. So you need to get there quickly, especially if someone's in the building. You can't be fooling around. So just so we're all aware of that.
But to your point,
Unfortunately,
Tim,
eventually that stuff needs to get replaced. Can't just last forever.
This conspiring to suppress supply, if that's true, that's a real problem, because what they're doing, some of these companies are doing is they are saying, well, we just can't get this done for you in time, but in the meantime, they're charging interest on the money that they've already spent, so that the municipalities are sometimes paying the interest plus upcharges on anything over the 4-year duration that if they bid it at, say, $100 for this one part, now it's $200, they're making the municipalities pay that difference. That's the other problem. The longer you wait, the more it's gonna cost. So.
Further
You pay
discuss-
up front for a truck before it gets here.
Pardon me?
You pay up front for a truck before it gets here.
I guess that's an option that
Right. It's all options, and we can talk about that, when we meet next time. It is an option to pay up front and then.
Yeah, one of our neighboring departments did that 10 or 12 years ago, and the company went out of business and they paid the truck up front. They never got the truck. They spent.
That's what I was wondering about, because I
think-
heard of problems where money
think
was
what
paid
this-
for a vehicle at the time.
I think
It has happened in the past where someone paid up front and they didn't get their truck. And it was real close municipality.
I think it's best we just come back to another meeting just to discuss this. It's $1.3 million and there ain't one of us here that's any ideal. Without being here all night right now, for what we're looking at.
And then the other thing I want to talk about, so I'll call that meeting and we'll do it following finance in March. And the other thing I wanted to talk about while Mark's sitting up here is the rescue boat that we do not have up for approval tonight. And I just want you to know that Chad and I also had a discussion, and we're gonna look at to see if we can get some grant funding for that. So he's gonna look around to see what's available for that. Mark's also going to check in to see On their side, they do some fundraisers if there's anything available there. So we are working on the rescue boat and they want something a little different than what they have now. But I don't want you to think that we're just walking away from that, idea, but that we wanna take a look at some other avenues to that rescue boat at this time. But otherwise, all of the other items are on the schedule for approval tonight. So then what I would ask.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
And then, so,
Thanks for everything. Appreciate it.
so now I guess what we're up, up to is the highlighted items on the list. And we would open it up to, is there anything on the list that you want, department head, they're all here tonight, to explain that purchase to you? Because then we'll get to the point of, discussion of any items, and then we'll get to the point of John going through each of the items, if you choose to move forward with approval.
So I just have a question regarding, and completely understanding that these are items that have not been approved for us to spend money on. Either items or projects. But I'm looking at, this list, and I know that we have some 2025 projects or items that haven't been completed. And I'm kind of curious where that sits as well in comparison to this. Have any of those been taken off the books? What's going on?
We do go through we actually, at our capital projects meeting, went through these two also. So,
Right.
right, it's like, what are you guys doing with these and where are we at? So we have to move forward on these projects. So we did go through, and discuss each of these line items, and they are, like, the PD retaining wall is being worked on right now. They're in the process of getting
Yep.
that. Ginger's working on the entrance gate. She wants to see if she can utilize that money to at least replace one of the gates at the Hatton Stadium. Codification is just about finished, so those dollars will be utilized this year. The Laserfish upgrade is Missy, and she is still working on that, and I believe that will be finished this year. She asked me to roll those dollars over. The street and sidewalk program, we save those dollars from year to year because we had such little dollars that this helps us do a better job with that. So that 91,000 is, Robert could not get a sidewalk program done this year because they had one bidder.
It was towards the end of last year where we had that bid out for the sidewalk project. And with only having that one contractor bid on it, with the fees, it just paid to hold it over. I'm actually looking at going after, I'm hoping by the end of February, I'm out to bid for that, plus all depends on what gets approved tonight. That other portion set aside, so it would be like one larger project, and being this early in the construction season, hopefully a lot more competitive bids on that.
Thank you.
All right, so then we have the fire department, and I didn't get to ask him if he wasn't there, but I think you got that washer, did you not?
Dryer,
Yeah,
yes.
okay,
We didn't get a wash.
all right, and I can pull that one off there. He wasn't. And the engineering for Newton Blackmore, we're holding tight of that because, those funds are hard to come by. So when you need them, you want to keep them, or when you have them, you want to keep them. Roof assessments, Robert, also, he's hoping to get that done for free and is in the works of something else. But again, he wants to hold tight of it for, now, and then see where things go. The camera upgrades, those will be done this year. And the fire department bathrooms are still working on what that's gonna look like. They still wanna get that done. It's just, where's it at? And You know, for right now, it's just kind of up in the air. The ordinance rewrite they're working on. Museum windows, as you know, they came back super expensive when they went to bid, and now she's gonna do that as a project, so there's those dollars. And then the digital sign, they're waiting just for the separation of the buildings, and then that'll get done.
Thank you for reviewing that before we went into this. I just wanted to make sure that, because I knew that several of these things were set aside for last year
Right,
and hadn't been done, but they're, you know, not,
there they are.
yes, thank you. I thought that's what that was, but I was not positive. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Any further discussion on any of them?
The only thing I got a question on is that, replacement of the fire chief's car. Now, what they normally do is they get it from the police department, right?
They are, so this is just to put the details on it. So to switch it out from a fire, or a
Okay.
police car to a fire car.
I thought when you change it down, they'd had to purchase it from the police department in order
They
to.
won't purchase it, they'll give it to us.
Well, see, I'm sorry, but it's just, it's weird. That's all I got a question for.
Can we know more about the transit van?
Absolutely. That 2011 is currently the vehicle that the cleaning or custodials staff uses. So it's in really bad shape. What we want to do, the current van that the facilities technician uses, the 2015. What we do is, seeing as how the 11 is in really bad shape, don't stick any more money into it. Roll that 2015 down to the custodians, because it is a smaller van. And purchase a 1-ton single cab, 4-wheel drive with the box delete. And it would have like not a full setup cargo box, but if you've seen the truck that wastewater has, minus the crane, full boxes over the wheel wells, still an open area for the bed of the truck. That way it's waterproof, it's lockable, and all the tools are easy to get to. Right now, they're crawling in and out of this little van in the back, trying to get at their items, carry parts, all that stuff, where they'll be able to accomplish it with this new vehicle. And that number, we got a couple quotes, and that number's a little high just because it was right around the 70 mark. It's just, I didn't want to try to cut it short in case there were a little bit of add-ons at the end to make everything work without having to cut details and stuff like that. So that would make facilities have that 2015 for the custodians, a 2017 pickup truck right now with a rack on it for ladders, and 2 silver side boxes that only stay waterproof for so long. And then they would have this one, which will be able to carry a good majority of the things they need for their everyday uses.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any further discussion, on anything?
I guess I would ask Ginger, what's the update on Memorial? I know it feels like last year we were approving money to fix the bathrooms.
Yep, so the money that we approved last year was for the sewer upgrade to the facility, and now, and that's all that the city will be putting into that. So right now, that's why you see an empty, newly used softball line in the, reserve funds because they are currently fundraising for the rest of that project. We're actually meeting with the Lions Club on Monday night to solicit for grant funding, so hopefully, they will be continuing to move forward on that.
So I'll just point out too, in a number of Ginger's projects, what she's looking for you to approve is a partial of the total project. So the Hatton Shelter Landscaping, she's asking for 12,000 of the 60 and then wants to write a grant for the rest. 16,000 of the 46,000 of Memorial South. She wants to pair with the New London youth softball program to she wants to come to the table with some dollars. So then it just makes it easier for, and then I think the school too, there was three
Yeah. and
three
youth
within that
baseball.
project, so that she has the funding to say, well, I can get this and, you know, can we partner within this project? She has like 4 of them that she's asking for a partial, the Piper Park also. And then we've already approved the one at the bottom where she's looking for also getting a grant, so. So that means also if she can't get the funding for the rest of it, it doesn't go through, so.
So just on them three line items, we're just gonna be asking for the smaller. amount.
Correct, what's earmarked in the, yeah.
Any further discussion? Seeing none. I'd like to make a motion to replace a 2011 Ford Transit van facilities number 363, 15 years old, for a cost of 75,000.
Second.
Motion made by myself and second, Mr. Dorsey, to replace that 2011 Ford Transit van facility 363, 15 years old, for 75,000.
Just so you know, when we approve these, we'll say estimated cost. and that
Estimated
way if
cost.
It's like $5 more or $10 more.
Okay, estimated cost 75,000.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Opposed? That motion is carried. Next, I'd like to make a motion for a 4-in-1 bucket at an estimated cost of $28,000.
Second.
Motion made by myself, second, and Mr. Ritchie, for 4-in-1 bucket, estimated cost of 28,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, I'd like to make a motion to replace a Toro Sand Pro Parks number 310, it's a 2005 model, 12 years old, estimated cost of $33,872.
make that motion. Second it.
Motion made by myself, seconded by Mr. Beesoff for the Toro Sand Pro replacement of the Parks number 310, 2005 model at estimated cost of $33,072. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Opposed? The motion is carried. Next, I'd like to make a motion for a Chevy Silverado 3500 4-wheel drive plow truck, estimated cost $61,519.
Second.
Motion made by myself, second Mr. Dorsey for Chevy Silverado 3500 4-wheel drive plow truck, estimated cost $61,519. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carried. Make a motion for a keep fob system for the PD, estimated cost of $9,000.
Second.
Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Roberts for the key fob system for the PD, estimated cost $9,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, I'd like to make a motion for the fire radio equipment, estimated cost $3,000. And the firefighter equipment, estimated $10,500 for a total estimated cost of $13,500.
Second,
Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Besaw for the fire radio equipment, estimated cost of 3,000, and the firefighter equipment, estimated cost of 10,500, for a total estimated cost of 13,500. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is also carried. Like to make a motion for the thermal imaging camera, estimated cost of $20,000. Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Ritchie for the thermal imaging camera, estimated cost $20,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, I'd like to make a motion for the fire chief's vehicle, estimated cost of $8,000. Motion made by myself, seconded by Mr. Ritchie for the fire chief's vehicle, estimated cost of $8,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
aye,
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, I'd like to make a motion for the time clocks for estimated cost of $10,600.
second,
Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Besaw for the time clocks estimated at 10,600. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
aye,
Opposed? Is also carried. Like to make a motion for the computers, the library, estimated cost of $3,500.
Second.
Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Dorsey for the computers for the library, estimated cost of $3,500. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
aye,
Opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to like to make a motion for the asphalt program, estimated cost of $50,000, and also the sidewalk program for an estimated cost of $50,000, for total cost of, estimated cost of $100,000. Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Barrington for the asphalt program, estimated $50,000, and the sidewalk program for estimated $50,000, for estimated total of $100,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
aye,
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, I'd like to make a motion for the activity room furnace, 2003 model, estimate cost of $4,054, and the activity room AC unit, 2003 model, estimated at $4,703, for a total estimated cost of $87.57.
Second,
Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Roberts for the activity room furnace, estimated cost of $4,054, and the activity room AC unit, estimated cost of $4,703, for estimated cost of $8,757. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
aye,
Opposed? It's also carried. Moving on to Park and Rec, I'd like to make an a motion for a bleacher upgrade, 2 3-row aluminum for Pfeiffer North, estimated cost of $5,000.
second,
Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Roberts for bleacher upgrades for 2 3-row aluminum bleachers for Pfeiffer North, estimated cost of $5,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
aye,
Opposed? It is also carried. Next, I'd like to make a motion for the Canton shelter landscaping renovations, estimated cost $12,000.
second,
Motion made myself, second by Mr. Besaw for the Hatton shelter landscaping renovations, estimated cost of $12,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Next, Like to make a motion for Memorial South infield renovation. Estimated cost of 16,000.
Second.
Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Dorsey for the Memorial South infield renovation, estimated cost 16,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This is also carried. Next, I'd like to make a motion for Memorial Park Playground with engineered wood chips, estimated cost of 75,000.
Second.
Motion made by myself, second Mr. Dorsey for the Memorial Park Playground with engineered wood chips, estimated cost 75,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, I'd like to make a motion for the senior center cupboards, estimated cost of 20,000.
Second.
Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Roberts for the senior center cupboards, estimated cost 20,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we'll move on to Aquatic and Fitness Center ADA lift, estimated cost 8,000.
Second.
Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Roberts for Aquatic and Fitness Center ADA lift, estimated cost 8,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, I'd like to make a motion for the Aquatic and Fitness Center replacement, the pool slide platform and steps. Estimated cost $8,730.
Second.
Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Roberts for the Aquatic and Fitness Center replace pool slide platforms and steps. Estimated cost $8,730. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is also carried. Next, I'd like to make a motion for the Pfeiffer Park South Ball Diamond renovations. Estimated cost $13,167.
Second.
Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Dorsey for the Pfeiffer Park South Ball Diamond renovations. Estimated cost $13,167. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, move on to the museum. Like to make a motion for the upgrade the security system, estimated cost 3,500.
Second.
Motion made by myself, second of Mr. Ritchie, to upgrade security system at the museum for estimated cost of 3,500. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Lastly, I'd like to make a motion for some new phones at the museum. Estimated cost 1,400.
Second.
Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Besaw for new phones at the museum, estimated cost $1,400. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we'll move on to the next capital equipment project meeting. We'll schedule as needed.
We'll schedule it on March 11th,
We're gonna,
immediately following.
so our next meeting will be March 11th, immediately following the finance.
Just want to make a comment, future generations of softball players will appreciate the fact that we're finally doing something with the playground down at Memorial. They'll no longer have to go home with sand and more sand. Trust me, they will appreciate
right.
immensely that we do something with that part.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Anything else? I'll look for a motion for adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Barrington, second by Mr. Roberts for adjournment. Any further discussion? All in favor signify